Hey everyone, welcome to your Infringement Friday. Hope you've had a great week. You've got a nice weekend ahead of you. I know that I'm still going to be recovering from this bed for a little while, just doing exercises and stuff like that for me. But I hope you guys are going to be up and active and getting at anything you can. Today I have two infringements by the same player, both of which are going to result in a caution. So I want to kind of run through these and apply these scenarios maybe a little bit differently at the professional level as opposed to the local level. But I want to get what you guys think, especially as the result of these two is clearly going to be a send off. So let's have a look. So both reels are on the same frame, so I'm going to scroll up and then scroll down. So right now, this is the first one, and you're going to be able to hear it. The audio is from the second clip, so just ignore the whistle. All right, so the first one, obviously, you see it's likely a goal celebration. We see the AR running down. We see this player running towards the corner flag, and then he does that. He jumps, kicks at the flag, and I actually think he breaks it. I don't think this is one of those kind of fall away, come back up kind of flags. I think it's actually broken. So in the celebration of the goal, he's getting a caution for that. Now let's look at the second one. We'll get it to the right spot. You can even see the referee pointing to the flag, like, hey, you can't do that, you can't break the flag. I think that's a reasonable one. I don't know I don't know how often you'd see that at the grassroots level where they run and whatever. I mean, I've seen them where they run to the corner flag and they hit it with their hand or something like that. But I've never seen like the full on Jamie Vardy slide at the flag and completely shatter it, right? So I have seen that celebration, um, but it'll be interesting to see, especially coming as the Premier League is starting to monitor these situations in the future. So let's see the second one, and this one for me is why you would try this when you're already on a caution. Well, let's have a look. All right, audio's on. So here now we have simulation. You see the defenders jumping clear out of the way. There is absolutely no reason for number 9 to go down at all. There is no contact. There is not even the forward seeking contact at this point. He is simply swinging the foot right here. He's already dragging that front foot like he's already going to decide to go down, right? The defender's looking at the ball. He's looking at the ball. He knows what he's going to do. Now we see as he goes through, he starts to swing that left leg, and and there's no contact there, none whatsoever, none. And you can even see the defenders jumping out of the way, like I'm not touching this guy for nothing, not gonna happen. So here it is. He goes down. He's simulating the foul. Now here's what's crazier. Do you see where that referee is? He is right there. He clearly sees that there is absolutely nothing there. Now, immediately the defender's protesting his innocence. Like, I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. Right? What happens next, I'm not a big fan of. is that you have these players here trying to get the second, trying to draw that second caution. Now, this is a very experienced referee. His name escapes me at the moment, but clearly very experienced. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly what's happening. He's already gotten the yellow card out. He's already booked him, and he's going to be off for that second caution. Now, for me, these are two more. These are technical send off. This is a very technical send off, right? You have the celebration at the flag post. Could that have been a management situation, or because of what he's done, is it mandatory that we're looking at a caution to control the game and to control the player? As I said, this is a very experienced referee, and he knows exactly how to maintain the caution or maintain the control of the game through his use of the caution. And it's done so very, very effectively here. When you see the simulation is, I think because it's so obvious, he's given the referee absolutely no choice. Dragging that front foot and then trying to swing that left foot into the defender and completely missing and still going down, and there's no reason. There's no contact. You can't say he's stumbled. There's nothing. He drags the front foot, sweeps that left foot in order to try and make contact with the defender where there is none. He sends himself to the ground. He's already passed. The ball is gone, right? There's no way this defender is even coming close to touching him, and yet throws himself to the ground. The referee is ideally placed to see the defender come back off and then do it, and then he sends him off for clear simulation. So I want to know, especially at a youth level, right? Because at youth level, simulation is very tricky because there's always some level of contact. There's always some level of mitigating factor, right? Seldom is it this obvious, right? Because if you have simulation, you have to know it's simulation, in my opinion. You have to be 100% on simulation. That you can still simulate with contact. You can still simulate with other circumstances involved. But at the same time, when it's this obvious, I don't think we're going to see simulation that's this obvious at a youth level, or maybe you may see it at like an adult amateur level. It depends. But realistically, it depends on the level of skill and the level of play, right? Maybe that mid-level you'd start to see something like this, some gamesmanship. I think it's also, whether I say it this way or not, I think sometimes it's cultural, where you'll see players who are looking for the call and looking to, maximize content but minimize, their responsibility, right? And I think it starts to inform exactly what kind of game and what kind of players you have. And it all depends on your ability to control the match, right? The first one, I'm iffy on. I understand at the pro level, these celebrations happen. At the youth level and the amateur level, if they're breaking flags and if they're breaking field equipment, I don't have a problem with the caution. At the pro level, I don't know if that caution was really necessary, but at the same time, the second one is just silly. The second one is just that is 100% on the player, and you have to look at it in that fashion. That there's times where we can do so much in terms of our match management, our match control, not using cards, managing players through our personality and through words, but we also have we have the obligation that if it's there and it's that obvious, we risk losing credibility if we don't pull this caution and if we don't move forward and have a send off here, right? So let me know your thoughts, especially on this celebration. I'm going to be really intrigued as to how the Premier League is going to monitor these celebrations. I think it's kind of it's well intentioned, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little misguided in some capacities. I think it's, you start to run into this, taking the fun out of the game. But at the same time, do we want to see fans, running to the barricade because a player is taunting? Do we want to see other players get involved into a mass confrontation because, for example, you have the Adama Traore, Lissandro Martinez tensions that happen not only on the field but also through social media and so forth as well. There's a lot going on there, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong to kind of keep an eye on it, but I think it's one of those things that, just like delaying the restart, we have to be balanced about it, and you can't be overly quick to pull that caution either. So these two infringements in this clip are really interesting to me because were they, was that first one really necessary to then have to address the second one with an obvious, second caution and a send off? Because now we've affected the match. Now we've looked at this. Was there a management piece maybe beforehand that this player needed and we just didn't get a hand, that this referee didn't get to? I firmly believe that I don't disagree with anything that the referee did. I just want to try and frame this from a perspective of having grassroots experience and maybe just a little bit of common sense, right? That goal celebration at a pro level, breaking a flag, etc. Maybe there's less room to maneuver, even at a grassroots amateur adult level, because, well, let's face it, they're breaking field equipment, right? But again, do we really see that at the grassroots level? You'll see them go to the corner, hit it with their flag. Maybe they'll kick it. I've not seen too much of that. Usually it's a bunch of players just running through and celebrating and so forth. But again, it asks the question, because we see it here, does it trickle down to the grassroots game as well? Food for thought. Let me know what you guys think of the infringements here, and I look forward to seeing you guys for your Motivation Monday, and I'm hoping to have a call for next week. I need to drill down and figure out the best date for it at this point in time. It'll likely be Tuesday, but keep an eye out on the post, and I will see you guys at the very least for your Monday motivation. Have a great weekend, enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. Have a good one.